Hey there, welcome to day 55 of playing chess every day until I reach 1500 elo. Currently we're at 1173 after a draw yesterday. And let's go ahead and hop into a new 15-minute rapid game. Okay, we're up against an 1149 and we got black. Okay. Don't see that move very often. I think, can I play the Caro-Kann against this? Or should I just play e5? Honestly, I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to try to play the Caro-Kann against it. But maybe there is a reason why the Caro-Kann doesn't work against this, but I really don't have any idea actually. What does it say? Queen's pawn opening accelerated London system? Wait, how is that the London system? It says that in the corner, but it doesn't seem like the London system to me. Okay. Go here. If he goes here, that will put some pressure on this pawn and here, so I won't be able to move my bishop out. But I can connect this pawn like that, or develop the knight to protect it. Wait. Seems like a weird move to play. I'm tempted to just take here, and then try to connect over here. I think I might just go for that. Let's just try taking. Because this is like an idea in the Slav where you do this, but I'm not sure how it works here. I'm in very unfamiliar territory. Should I play this to prepare to open the bishop up first? Then once he goes here, can I play? No. No, I can play this after, yeah. So let's go here first. Because I do want to immediately have the option of developing this bishop. Alright, he does that, and then I think I just connect here. To try to hold on to the pawn. Okay, so for now we are holding on to the pawn that we're up. I'm trying to figure out what the idea behind this move is for a3. I thought maybe he would play this, because then he's threatening to take, but then I take back, and yeah, then he can win a pawn. So he's threatening to take, I need to take, and then that undermines the defense of this pawn. So I'm surprised he didn't play a4 right away. So I think I'll just support it with this pawn so that if he does play a4, it's even more defended. Or maybe I would have done that either way if he played it. I guess he doesn't want me to come in here. Maybe that's the whole idea, just preventing the bishop from coming in. Let's develop a knight first. Let's just get a knight developed, and if he does play a4, I'll play a6 to further support the pawn. Yeah, because this would have been kind of a nice pin to have here. So I guess he just is playing that to prevent the pin. This knight is going to need to develop to d7. And then the light square bishop is going to be pretty weak, but I think I'll develop it here, and then maybe at some point try to push this pawn to open it up, if I can protect this. Okay, so he wants to put his bishop here, and then once his knight moves, he will have an attack on this weak pawn. Let's go ahead and develop our knight first. And then probably just develop the bishop here. Because I don't think it's likely that I'll open it up this way. I think it's better to defend this pawn for now and then maybe open it up later. But then the pawn does actually get pinned to the bishop because the bishop is otherwise undefended. If I go here, you could actually take here, I think, because if I take, then he takes. Once this knight moves. So maybe I won't play the bishop there yet. Maybe I'll start with the dark square bishop. Just go here. But I might need to use the queen to defend this pawn if he attacks it. But yeah, let's just start with the dark square bishop here. To prepare to castle. Okay, and since he's double attacking it with the knight as well, I think I need to take here. Oh, actually, this will be an issue because if I take here and he takes back like that, then I have to move the knight, and I can't move it to where I can defend this. So I think... Do I actually... If I go here... Yeah, maybe I should have put a piece defending the pawn first, either the bishop or the queen, because I did overlook that when he does this, it's immediately a double attack, which is a problem. If I go take, he takes, and then I hop in here, then I block it. So I think that works, actually. And also, if he takes like that, then we'll immediately trade the queen off here. Okay. Then we can block, or we could... No, we can't push because we gotta get the knight safe. So yeah, let's just go here. And now he has these double pawns. This pawn's probably going to be a... I guess he could play this, so it's not a weakness, but then he is really exposed around his king. Although that might not be a huge issue since the queens are traded off. Okay, this is twice attacked, but it's twice defended. If I take, then obviously this pawn will still be a weakness. I could just do it though, because if take, this pawn gets super weak when he takes back, and then I still have a move to go ahead and defend this pawn. So I think I'll do that. Oh wait, actually, it doesn't work because when he takes here, it's with check, right? So he will be able to get the pawn if I take. So I think I need to castle first, and if he wants to trade this, I'll just trade. Wait, is this a... If he goes here... Yeah, I can take this way and it doesn't leave this pawn hanging. So yeah, let's just castle. I think that works. So yeah, we're still up that pawn from the very beginning. And now that I castled, I think I'm good to actually take here. Put this pawn in the middle, isolated, and then he'll have a lot of weak pawns that can be targets. So yeah, take, and then here to protect. Or I could push it if I wanted to. But then that leaves this one pretty weak. I think I'd rather just do this, and then maybe get a rook behind this, and then maybe push it and try to see if I can get a bishop trade. or something. Even though this pawn is weak, I also might just play here. Instead of trying to outright win this pawn, I might just try to trade it off to activate the dark square bishop. Okay, with this move, I think the plan was to play a6 to support it. I don't want to take and have terrible weak pawns here. So a6, if take, I take here. Rooks are connected, so there's no pin or anything like that. So I think that works. Okay. And if he's going to trade everything, I'm definitely down for that. And just go into an endgame with one pawn advantage and a better pawn structure. Because my pawns are doubled here, but this is like kind of a strong structure because they're all supported. I don't think it's very weak. Okay. He's defending that pawn right away. If I go here, he could defend it, or he could move the bishop back. I think he would just defend it, and I don't know if it would be all that useful to go there. Maybe it would, though. I feel like it could be better to either take the open file here, or potentially put the rook behind the bishop and then push this and just see if I can get the bishop trade. But I also want to activate... Yeah, I think I like actually just taking this file, because then I can get my rook on a pretty nice square. He could go here, though, and threaten to come down here. But I do want to activate the bishop, so let's actually just... the dark square bishop, let's actually just do that first. Try to activate the dark square bishop. As long as there's no immediate threats or anything, which I don't think there are. But yeah, this pawn's undefended, so I guess he could push this. Or he can take it, and then I'll activate my bishop here. The only thing I don't like about trying to go for this bishop trade, if it does open up here, and then I take, assuming, once I have the bishop protected, then I would open it up. But then if I take, it does give his king an extra move to activate when he takes back. Since we're going into an endgame, I don't know if I want to do that. Also, the opponent is disconnected, and it says he'll resign in 1 minute and 18 seconds. So hopefully he doesn't. Hopefully he makes it back in time, but I have had it happen a couple times throughout this series in some games where people disconnected and never came back. But I definitely want to play this game out. It would be pretty anticlimactic to have it in here. But it's also late, so I don't think I have time to play another game. I'll need to get to bed. I guess if he doesn't come back, we can just look at what might have happened in the analysis. Okay, 5 seconds. Come on, dude, come back. No, it's 1 second. He's not going to come back. Okay, well, we're at 1180. Got a free win. I think I had a good chance of winning that. I definitely was going to be better going into the endgame. So as long as I didn't blunder anything, I had a really good chance of winning that. But unfortunately, we didn't get to play it out. But let's just go to the game review. Let me change my screen. See how we played here. Once it loads, it's taking a little while to load. Okay, so I had quite good accuracy. I had 90.2, which is one of my best accuracies, but it wasn't a full game, so it's not quite the same as having that good accuracy throughout an entire full game. And he had 84.1, so he played well too. I have a 1900 game rating, and his is 1800. And I do have one mistake, but neither of us have any blunders or misses. And let's go ahead and go through the moves, and then maybe at the end we'll see what could have happened afterwards. So that was a book move to play c6. It wasn't an immediate mistake or anything. Let me see the eval, and it's fine. That was a book move to take. So these were all book moves that I played, even though I don't know this theory at all. Yeah, so that was inaccurate for him. He should have played a4 right away and attacked this pawn. But if he did play a4, it wants my queen here. I was thinking I would do this. Does that work? He has two attackers. Oh no, it doesn't work, because once he takes here, this pawn is pinned to the rook. If I take back, he takes. So yeah, this pawn, playing this is actually useless. So I have to defend it with something else. So that leaves the bishop or the queen, and the engine seems to want the queen here. Wait, couldn't I go here and then pin his pawn to his rook? Or is there something risky about doing that? Let's see what the engine says. Maybe it says this is a really bad mistake. No, it says good, but not great. Because then he comes in here, he's attacking this pawn. Okay. And I can't take because he has the knight defending as well here. So it kind of just leaves my queen in a weird spot and not able to progress with this attack. So instead it wants, let's see, queen here. His bishop comes out. My knight goes to d7, which is where I put it later. Take. Take. And then, yeah, I still have my pawn structure still good. It does say he has a plus 0.5 almost advantage, but that's pretty even. So let's go to what he played. Yeah, there's the inaccuracy, a3. It didn't like the knight here, yeah, because after he moved, it wanted me to immediately get the bishop here to protect this pawn, which I did a little bit too late, and it made it a little harder. Although that was still inaccurate of him. This was great, yeah, I think that was the only way to respond, right? And we take, and then we cover that, and now actually we're still up a pawn. We never lost that pawn back, and we have it's a minus 1.82 advantage, so I just have a much better position. Castling was not that great there. It prefers this pawn to go all the way here. Why does it want the pawn there? What am I threatening to do with this? Am I threatening to go here? Yeah, I guess because he still has the pin. If I go here and he takes, I take. No, because then my rook is still pinned, so that doesn't work. If he goes here, then what does it want? King up? Interesting. Okay, here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what the point of this move was, because it doesn't lead to anything immediately that I can tell. It seems kind of risky because then it prevents my ability to support this pawn chain. So yeah, I didn't play that. I just castled instead. The trade was good. It wasn't great or best. And then now it doesn't like this move as much. It prefers the rook to the open file first. But then I would have lost that pawn though, right? If I go here, take here. Why does it want me to give the pawn up? I don't understand. Is just getting to the open file that valuable that it's worth losing that pawn? What else does it want me to play? Should I just go into here? No, that's inaccurate. Okay. So I'm not sure why it wanted me to give the pawn up. I can't see the reasoning exactly. Because unless there's a quick win, a quick like tactic or something that comes from it, or a clear positional advantage, then it can be pretty hard to tell why the engine likes something. But here, this was all just good for me. We're trading off, and I have a much better position. Although it didn't like this at all. This was a mistake. It really wanted me to get the open file, I guess. It said permitted the opponent to take the open file. Wait, no, but it doesn't tell me to move the rook here. It wants me to move the king over. He goes here. Is that good? It's good. It wants this. Bishop has to go back. Why doesn't it want my bishop to go back to a8? That just seems really weird because I prevent the ability of the rook to ever like go back here if I needed to. And it doesn't change my defense of this pawn. Oh, it's just because it's to prepare to push this and then try to trade, I guess. That's all it is. So instead of moving some other piece to protect the bishop, you move the bishop back to be protected by the rook. And then potentially push the pawn and try to trade the bishop. I guess that's probably what it is. Let's see if that's what it wanted after. Yeah, that is what it wanted. And if he goes here, you take with check. He takes back. And then we probably just trade the rook too? No, it doesn't. Let's see, is this inaccurate to trade the rook? It says good. I still have a good advantage. It's not like a major mistake. And then we have a pretty nice path to get to the edge of the board and promote here with these 3 pawns. So yeah, I think we're definitely going to win that one, unless some kind of bad blunder. But I really like this type of structure, when you just like control half of the board with these doubled but all supported pawns, and then you get the file here and everything, and his pawns are just a complete mess. So yeah, unfortunately we didn't get to finish the game, but we still got the win. I think I was going to still win it, and we're up to 1180, which is tied for our all-time high rating and 1 game away from a new all-time high, which will be cool if we can get that tomorrow. We'll see. This has been day 55. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on day 56.